came to life, they came to life. They changed my life the day the dolls came to life, they came to life. They changed my life the day the dolls, they came to life, they came to life. They changed my life the day the dolls came to life, they came to life. They changed my life the day the dolls, they came to life, they came to life. They changed my life. Bloody footprints in the bathtub. Who's sleeping here? Little friends visit. My dog get in my hair. The weekend is getting warmer. You might be moving on. See the bed in the corner. You don't belong. They came to life, they came to life. It changed my life. The day the dolls came to life, they came to life. They changed my life. The day the dolls, they came to life, they came to life.
Killer, temptress, or playgirl.
No, don't move. Don't move.
A fascinating, eerie story of a mad killer who loved to paint beautiful women and then murder them only because they moved.
No, don't move. Don't move.
You will cringe with terror in this nightmare of horror as this devilish fiend paints his warped masterpieces. A shattering, unforgettable psychedelic experience that will hold you spellbound on the edge of your seat. You must see Playgirl Killer in shivering color.
In color, even.
You must see
Shivering
it.
color.
You must see it.
It sounds like John Waters is narrating that trailer.
It really does. It sounds like the same voice from Teenage Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 months of trouble. Teenage Mother.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, we survived.
I hope you enjoyed the Centerfold Killers.
Looks like there's a lot.
The Centerfold Girls. Sorry.
A lot to talk about. Andrew Prine's shoes. He looked like Michael Jackson and Billie Jean a couple times. Also, Bill and I were both convinced that Andrew Prine was pooping at one point when he was sitting on that bed. We're like, is he pooping? No, he was just sitting on the bed, kind of weird.
I was like, I hope this movie doesn't go there. Thankfully, it didn't.
It's the movie that goes everywhere. Andrew Prine will poop on camera. He's mean. Everybody in this movie is horrible, except our final girl, Tiffany Bowling. But everybody in this movie is horrible. You think that people are going to be good, like they rescue you, like those young seamen, and nope.
Young seamen.
Yeah, they'll roofie you. They'll roofie your Colt 45, a big mouth Colt 45. When have you seen those before?
They were not nice people. Everybody in this movie was just a horrible, awful mess.
Yeah. Your roommate will, like, you tell your roommate, I'm being stalked. I'm going to go away and hide for a while. I'll just give him my number. What is wrong with you?
See, Tracy thought the same thing, too. That he was going number 2.
Yeah. Or he was going number 1 and he sits to pee. Maybe that's just another idea of how crazy he is.
True. I mean, you know, now that you're looking at your phone every time you go in the bathroom, why not sit down?
Exactly. Also, every time someone used a phone, you could see the phone number they were calling from, which was pretty wild.
How about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
cool
a different era.
The dog was cute. Yes, Laura, the dog lived. That was pretty cool. I like that. If I was staying in a house with other centerfolds, we'll never have this opportunity, but let's just say that I'm a centerfold girl and I'm in a house with other ones. When the first person dies, I would call the police or get out. But no, everybody just went back to bed. I can't fall asleep on a normal night. If someone had been killed in the house where I was, there'd be no sleeping.
What is wrong with those people?
Yeah.
They were just so out to lunch. And it was that one lady who was super mean.
Oh, I loved her.
And that's what was so crazy about that whole second story. I was like, these people, it was like Bay of Blood condensed.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of these people really had to die. They just were there.
Yeah.
You know, it was only one victim that he was really after. And
those hippies were mean too.
Yeah.
They'll break in.
What's wrong with them?
If I was sleeping and I woke up with someone playing with my nipple, I would not just say, "Hey, stop it."
Well, it's happened to me a couple of times.
If it's somebody you know, but if it's someone you don't know that just shows up.
I didn't say I knew them.
Oh, well. Interesting. Was it a bunch of hippies? They painted your face up. You told Aldo Ray and he's like, "You're a street trash."
Oh, if it was Aldo Ray, he could have stayed.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wore bras in this movie too, or that's a good call. My favorite, I just watched Mondo Topless, the what do you call it?
Russ Meyer.
Russ Meyer, yeah, thank you, movie. And there's a lot of discussion of bras and how all the girls gonna have to be specially fitted and special order their bras. And it's like you're watching these scenes that are like titillating, and then they're like, it's really hard to be me. Like I can't wear any clothes. And it's like, I feel so horrible now. Like I'm not enjoying this.
I love there's a conversation about a bra and how it fits in every Russ Meyer movie.
Yeah.
In Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, it's when they show up at Aunt Susan's studio the first time, and there's that woman, and she's like, honestly, it looks the same with and without the bra. There was this photo shoot they were doing.
I watched Super Vixens this week too, and he used like prosthetic dongs for all the guys. So all the guys have like literally 3 foot long penises every time one shows up, and it's hilarious.
Oh, you mean those weren't real?
Well, what's his name?
Had...
Charles Napier is naked in Harry, Cherry, and Raquel, and that is not fake. But yeah, I read that he had a prosthetic on the other one.
Charles Napier, I am not satisfied with any view we had of Charles Napier's dong in Harry, Cherry, and Raquel.
Yeah, you want a tighter shot.
I wanted full frontal Charles Napier. Ever since I saw Body Count.
Yeah.
Which is a Charles Napier fan.
There's someone's
Wasn't
in the
he in
door.
that one, or am I getting that mixed up with something else?
I think he's in it. Hey guys, we're on the
It's
air.
the one with David Hess.
That's To All a Good Night. Is that the one you're thinking?
No, Body Count, like that slasher with David Hess, where he's it's about the shaman.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me see if he's in
I
that.
think it was Ruggero Deodato that made
Yeah,
that.
it is him that made it. I just can't remember if Charles Napier's in it. I'm looking it up now.
He's in one of those
Mimsy
Italian
Farmer's in it. Oh yeah, he's in it. You're right. Mimsy Farmer's in it with David Hess. Yes.
Mimsy Farmer. Yeah, I forgot about Mimsy Farmer being in that. Because she
Yeah.
had a very intense, dramatic scene with David Hess, if I recall.
Oh, yeah. Wow. But I like this movie. There's a lot going on in this, and
Yeah.
it felt good. Someone said there's a kitty hiding behind me. Yes, Lola is behind me.
Kitty.
That's my best
Jen's
buddy now.
our kitty.
Yeah, she hides behind me and does the show.
Lola gonna Walter did on the first segment.
Huh? Oh no, she
Is-
she just stays there. So there you go. It seems everybody
Yeah.
enjoyed this movie though, despite how repellent everybody was and rude. And also, the other thing Bill and I talked about was the phone used to ring a lot more than it used to. Like you had to let it ring like 8 times to get people. Then you don't even know if your friend's swimming or not in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just like you had to let the phone ring a while because they might have been outside and
Yeah.
they might eventually hear the phone. So, it's not like today where
Yeah.
it's 3 rings and it's in voicemail.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we had an extra phone out by the pool. It was like in a box. We had like a rotary phone out there too. And it was awesome.
Oh my God. David said body count
Oh.
might be the next UHD.
I like that idea. Those are going live tonight. Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Or no, April 1st. The stuff goes live. So tomorrow night. That's exciting.
Wow. Yeah. I would really love to see body count all cleaned up because I don't know. Is there a Blu-ray now of that movie? Because I've been looking and looking and looking for it.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Lucy, has there been a copy of it?
Lucy.
This Lucy decided to come on and talk about what she felt about this movie.
Lucy.
She said, "I'm a young lady and I would not act like any of the girls in this movie. And I'm only 7."
Lucy, that sounds like Andrew Prine said it and not you.
She said he was dressed in black and white to show that he is black and white. And that's how he feels about stuff. And now I'm going to go back to sleeping. Good night, everybody. Good night, Luce. Glad that something was wet on her. I think she was just outside. Her paws are wet. I do not have another. If you missed the first segment, I am watching 2 dogs. I'm watching Lucy and Ricky, and they are hanging out with me.
I tried to get Vivi to come be on cam, but she decided to go to sleep instead. She's right there.
Lucy has just laid down and she's out. She just that's it. She usually goes to bed about 8 or 9 o'clock. So this house has been a little difficult for her. Staying up past 10 is real hard for her. But like when I've gone to my brother-in-law's house, she'll just literally go to bed. Like we'll be in the middle of like hanging out and she just goes, and I said, "Where'd Lucy go?" Oh, she gets in bed herself. And she just goes in bed and lays down and that's it. She doesn't come back out. But she's been my
I like this movie a lot. I think it is gross. It is very sleazy. I love at the end where she just totally goes all Alice from Friday the 13th on him. She's like, "I'm going to kill you." Now she's got the giant knife. Why did he leave it in the car, by the way? That was a bad move.
I think he was convinced of his own power. You know what I mean? That like, there's no way these women could do this,
He got sloppy.
Yeah, he got sloppy and paid for it. So
he started believing his own press.
I would say Jen asked earlier, is this a early slasher? And I would say, yeah, definitely. It definitely has a lot of the elements of it. It has a final girl and it has a little bit of POV stuff in it. It feels slashery.
I think it feels very slashery. And there's even like a couple of those sequences that are like the sequence on the island. It's really intense.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of suspense, slasher style suspense. You know, like we're sitting on the stairs together for protection. I'll go upstairs by myself and get a blanket. No sense in freezing to death. Well, how about you both go up and get a
Yeah.
blanket? Like, just go every fucking place together and you might be okay. No,
Oh,
they didn't do it that way. And
there's a lot of
the poor girl got shot. She shot her friend.
there's so many dumb people in this movie, dumb and bad people in this. So that's, I guess, the lesson. Except our final girl, who's the smart, capable one who put it all together, and that's why we like her. So
Tiffany Bowling.
Tiffany Bowling. So she did
You
it.
know, I bought Rosie Holotick's issue of Playboy, hoping that her pictorial spread would be in there, and there was no pictorial. She was
Oh,
just the cover model, or
oh,
either that, or if she had a series in there, whoever previously owned the magazine had cut it out. But Tiffany Bowling was nude in it.
oh, wow. So she was a calendar girl
She totally was,
or
for
centerfold
real.
girl. Yeah.
Centerfold
Wow.
girl.
Centerfold girl.
She had a little cowgirl outfit on. Well, for some of the pictures
Wow.
in her pictorial.
Man, that was big in the 70s. Cowgirl outfits were big with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and whatnot.
Oh, the women in this movie were beautiful.
Yeah. Except that
Except
one
that
girl,
one lady.
the one girl's hair was so bad. Bill and I were being catty and commenting on how ratty her hair looked.
Oh, it was gross.
Do you like that she looked down and saw a dead body on the beach and they're like, okay, let's get back to work. Like, this magazine has to be out. And it was like, but there's a dead body on the beach. Yeah. Okay.
That was really mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that lady was in particular. She was super mean because she's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. And I love that soap opera between her and her husband, which had nothing to do with the rest of the movie. That whole second segment was just
Oh,
crunched together in like 20 minutes or however long it took. And, you know, there was a lot going on there. Characters were introduced and then they were just sort of bumped off. Someone should just cut that part out of the movie and release it as a slasher.
oh. Also,
Bay of Blood 2.
I love that dude. He just brought the bottle into bed, and then he also was just smoking in bed. He had a whole bottle of whiskey and just smoking. It was like, dude, come on.
Sean, that's a good question. Who's better, Mike Mazurki or Mazurki or Aldo Ray? There's no contest, Sean. No one is a dirty daddy like Aldo Ray. Although, you know, the boat captain, he reminded me of somebody from an 80s situation comedy, like a Mr. Roper type or something. But
Oh yeah.
Aldo Ray was dirty.
Speaking of,
Dirty, dirty,
boat
dirty.
captains, Bill, you might have some graphics we can share.
That's right.
I saw a suggestion in the chat from David, and I did some graphic design work in between segments for the chat room for our dream
Yeah.
Drive-In Asylum episode of the Love Boat.
I think it's really exciting, and I can't wait to share this with you. It's the Love Boat with featured guest Helena Marcos. She's looking beautiful.
You're coming. Yeah. She's just living in the bottom of the ship. That's where she stays. There's like a curtain, and they have to send Gopher down to talk to her.
I knew you'd come, the errand boy. Yeah. And Prophecy Bear.
Yeah.
Another Love Boat guest, which we would love to have seen.
Yes. And for
Where would they have put Prophecy Bear on the Love Boat?
I'm wondering. I think probably in the pool.
Prophecy Bear wouldn't go in the pool.
Maybe in the cargo hold?
I mean, that's what I mean. Would they give Prophecy Bear a cabin? They better.
Those cabins are so small, though. Yeah, behind the bar, Dan said. That's a good call, too.
Oh, yeah. Just keep them drunk the whole time.
The whole time. Just keep feeding them.
And last but not least, Aldo Ray. Is that really Aldo Ray's hairy chest? Or
No,
did you just
somebody made that on DeviantArt. I found it, but I did a search.
Oh,
I did a
awesome.
search for Aldo Ray and saw that, and I was like, "What better picture is there for Bill than that?" I couldn't find any older ones that were as good.
Oh, that's quite all right.
I should have done. I should have done Mrs. Voorhees and Mrs. Elrod too. That would have been two other good ones to be on. But shining into the love boat. We're coming out there.
I love your mashup of the Love Boat theme.
Thanks. I didn't watch it that much. I just know a little bit of it. I know.
I didn't really watch it that much either.
No.
I think I watched Fantasy Island though.
I did watch Fantasy Island quite a bit. Yeah. I was more into sitcoms. I like Three's Company.
Yeah,
and
me
stuff.
too.
Yeah. I love
Too
Three's
Close for
Company.
Comfort.
Oh, Too Close for Comfort. Yes. Which has a terrifying episode where Monroe gets assaulted. It's very upsetting.
It was not afraid to go there. Too
No, it
Close for
wasn't.
Comfort.
You think
was
it's just
like,
about Cosmic Cow, but you're wrong. It's about other things too.
I thought their apartment was the epitome of cool with that stripe that ran along the
Oh.
wall.
I wanted that so bad when I was a kid. I said to my dad, "Why can't we have that?" He's like, "That would look stupid." I was like, "Come on."
I tried to replicate that in my bedroom once, and
Oh,
my
wow.
mom was not pleased.
Oh,
Neither was I. It was awful.
oh. Dustin said by the end of the episode, Prophecy Bear hooks up with Lyle Wagner.
And then suddenly there's more of those mutant bears running
Yeah.
around on the
Yeah.
Love Boat.
Oh man, we'll have to do some more Love Boats in future episodes. Yeah, that is right. Tracy said the comeback stars the guy that sang the theme to the Love Boat. He has like a Brillo
Mr.
pad.
Jack Jones.
He has like a Brillo pad for chest hair in that movie. There's one scene with his shirt off, and I'm like, he has so much chest hair. It's like almost upsetting.
Poor Holly Palance.
Oh, they just keep cutting back to that room where she's dead.
They keep cutting back to her body, and her face gets more and more decomposed until one time they show it and it's covered in maggots and it's a
Yeah.
skull.
I think you and I watched it one night together, and we were just laughing the whole time about that part. Like, why are they doing this to her? Poor girl.
Did we ever do that on the show, the comeback?
I don't think we've done it. No, we did the Legacy,
'cause-
which would be a good double feature for it. They're two like singers in movies, you know?
That used to be one of the things in our intro. That's where I'm remembering it from.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the show, one of the clips that I put in there was that scene where the killer attacks Holly Palance on the stairs, and it's like,
Oh, yeah. I dig that movie though. It's a fun movie.
yeah, I do too.
But I'm glad everybody enjoyed this. Anything else you want to share about our first movie, or do you want to move on to Playgirl Killer?
Let's move on. Playgirl Killer.
It's directed and written by Eric Santamaria, who the only other movies he ever did are 3 Spanish language movies: La Máscara de Ponce, La Tormenta, and Los Hijos de la Vista. He wrote the script along with its star William Kerwin, who and Kerwin's brother Harry. You probably know Kerwin from Blood Feast and 10,000 Maniacs, and a bunch of other stuff. But he's not the hero in this movie. He's the villainous Bill. Bill, the villain, Bill.
Ah,
Yeah. He's an artist who loses his mind every time someone moves when he's trying to paint them. Also, this is made in Canada. It's one of the first exploitation movies that used government funds. Before Cronenberg got in the trouble, this movie probably should have gotten the same trouble as Cronenberg's movies. Also, Neil Sedaka is in this movie, and I'm not making that up. The same guy that sang Happy Birthday, Sweet 16 is in this. He plays Bob. His character, if you took him out of the movie, it would not matter one bit. There's a whole big chunk of him in this, and you're like, why the fuck is he in this movie? And he also sings a song with the band JB and the Playboys called Waterbug. It really feels like, is this movie made in the 50s? And no, it's 1967. So how does it go from a murderous amateur artist killing women with spear guns into a soap opera about him sleeping with 2 sisters? Your guess is as good as mine. There's a lot of people going back to college, and then finally we get back to the killer, and he is trying to repaint a dream he had, and he can't get women to settle down enough. All the women want to have sex with him, and he just wants to paint them. So much like our first killer, he goes crazy. This was unreleased in the U.S. till 1970, and it was released as Decoy for Terror. This movie promises nudity and mayhem and delivers jazz music and saturated semi-violence. But who cares? We're going to watch it anyway. Also, there's a lot of theremin on the soundtrack. So if you're into that, good news all over the soundtrack. And
What do you mean if you're into that? Who isn't?
I
into
know
that?
everybody's into it. Yeah. So there's a lot going on here, and the painting in it's pretty rad. I really enjoy the painting that he's making. It's if this is his dream, I mean, wake me up. Don't wake me up till it's over.
I thought you were going to say "Wake me up before you go."
Oh man, even better, right? Wow, this played for the Diabolical Dr. Z. Woo.
Yeah, that was its regular co-feature when it first
Oh.
was issued. It was the B movie, the B
Oh.
feature. Bzzz.
Bzzz.
It played with a bunch of other stuff too, though, as we will see. Here's a
Oh.
little closer view of the Playgirl Killer.
I hear
artwork.
doctors whose names start with Z or snakes.
Zzz. Like Zat,
Zat.
the Blood Waters.
Yeah. Blood Waters. Oh. Playgirl Killer. He's a flesh creeper. Flesh creeper number 2.
No, Tracy, Blood Waters of Dr. Z is Zat, but
Yeah.
Diabolical Dr. Z is not. I haven't seen that. I was going to ask
No.
you if you'd seen it, Sam.
I don't believe I've seen the Diabolical Dr. Z.
Put it on the list.
Yeah. Ooh, I like the Terranauts a lot, and they came from beyond space. This is a good night.
Yeah, sometimes like these movies were shuffled often for drive-in exhibition.
Yeah.
I guess the same distributor had all of them. So
Yeah. The Gods
we're
of a
likely to see
Ghastly
it.
Galaxy. That's a great tagline. Conquerors
That
from the
galaxy is ghastly.
Ghastly. I'm sure by the time Playgirl Killer came on, people were like, "Oh my god, I am exhausted." Oh, here's Neil Sedaka. Let's go. Let's stick around.
Finally, a real movie, Playgirl
Yeah.
Killer.
None of this science fiction bullshit. It's time for a movie about Playgirl Killers. Whoa, the exotic ones. This is a Sam double feature right here, Bill.
I
This
couldn't
is
wait to see your reaction when you saw
Oh
this.
my god, this is a Sam night at the fucking movies. Regurgitating horrors. Oh my god, I love this. Please send me this ad so I can stare at it all the time. Put this in my coffin when I die so that I can go to the next world with it. This is the most beautiful ad ever. Oh,
Digital format, or do you want me to print it out for you?
I want actually my whole outside of my coffin to be branded with this. And my mom can just be like, he loved the exotic ones. He was a little weird. Wow.
He was a
Oh,
little weird, but we loved him anyway.
Monster Mangler, Nightclub Stripper. Oh, God. I paid so much for the Blu-ray of this. I don't care. I don't.
How much did you pay for the Blu-ray?
I
of
got the
it?
box set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but Becca's watching the show, so I didn't pay that much.
The whole Ormond collection you got?
Yeah. I told her this week I brought home 7 figures, and by that I mean 7 GI Joes. Oh my god, this is even better, Bill. What this movie played with some great stuff.
Yeah, Beach Girls and the Monster is fun.
Yeah,
That's the one about the surfers, right? And
yeah,
at the end, it's like one of their dads that's the
Yeah.
monster wearing a monster suit.
yeah. Man.
Spoiler alert. I just don't look now at everybody watching this
You did.
program.
Chip's been to the Dulce Drive-In, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Oh, that must have been the one before.
Yeah.
For the
this is
Ron
the
Ormond.
Victory in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, the old Victory Drive-In.
Oh,
Fort Lauderdale had great drive-ins. I've been running stuff on the Groovy
Oh.
Doom page from the Fort Lauderdale Drive-In.
wow! Look at this.
Yeah.
You're
The
invited
pill
to a
party, Sam. Let's go.
Oh my god. Is that Diabolical Dr. Z, but they didn't have a Z, so they just said 2?
Mhm. Yeah. They didn't know.
Oh, and William Griffith's hallucination generation. Come on, this is the revealing story of today's kids. This is now a pill party.
Yeah, like it's happening now.
I like they
As
put
we
pill
speak.
party in quotes too, like pill party. Man, with Playgirl Killer, it's not playing Sunday though. You got to come Friday and Saturday. Sunday's too nice of it's God's day, and we will not play Playgirl Killer on Sunday at the Park Villa.
Well, I have a question. A pill
Yeah.
party, like what kind of pill party was it? Because is everyone taking the same pill at this party, or is it one of those fruit salad parties where there's everyone dumps pills into a bowl and you just grab a
Ooh.
handful and take them?
Oh, I've never done either, but you know,
A fruit salad?
yeah.
I think I read about that in one of those drug scare lore tracks.
Oh, did they tell you about that at one of those things where the cops passed around a box full of drugs so you know what they looked like?
It may have been Jack T. Chick that
Yeah.
told me that.
Oh man, did he's like, don't take any of those blue acid stars if anyone offers them to you kids.
Oh yeah,
If you see
those
a
Mickey Mouses on a
Mickey
piece of
Mouse,
paper.
because you know every drug dealer is just giving drugs away for free just to mess kids up.
The elementary school children.
Yeah, man, a pill party.
Yeah, that's not good customer service.
God, the trip and this together. This is too much, Bill. I love that skull, but I love everything about this ad. Never mind everything in this ad. The hand drawn theater font.
I think that clip art is actually from, or well, it was used in the slasher. Is the Sex Maniac?
Yeah. That's probably why I like it so much. Oh, I'm gonna have a pill party at this one too.
An ouch party.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
Yeah, forget bringing cocktails to the drive-in. We're gonna do a fruit salad party.
Fruit salad. Well, now all the pills will be like blood pressure medicine and
exactly.
pain
Like,
pills.
that's what I got. You should see my pills in the morning. Oh my god, the name of the game is Kill and Playgirl Killers. Wait, you can't buy a ticket to see this movie unless you take a pledge to reveal the super shock ending. Wow, surprise shock ending.
Sign a pledge not to reveal. You have to sign something so they have your signature.
My God. Susan Strasberg will be on hand to make sure that you don't fuck about.
Yeah, it was really a credit card scam.
Yeah, it totally was. Oh. Man. Oh my, Bill, is this another one for me? Because
it sure is. They're all for you, Sam. All of them.
The second one, okay, Susie Kendall in the second one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Telly and Diana Rigg. Okay, cool. But on the other hand, 99 Women and Playgirl Killer. Okay, that, and then also because this is Florida, that's why William Kerwin's name's listed under the movie. But also, the real monster is in your living room. Save your free TV.
That's
I like that that they showed the monster in your living room before these movies.
They were trying to radicalize all the people who saw this ad by protesting free TV or protesting pay TV. They
went from car to car to probably to have people sign the protest, and they were just dudes straight jacking in the back row to 99 Women. They're like, maybe you shouldn't come to your car because that movie is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is a double drive-in magic. Oh my God. I love it. The world was better, Bill, at this time.
Yeah, but was it?
I don't know. To me, it was.
It just depends on who you ask, really.
Yeah, I know. There's better stuff. Some things are better today, but if you told me right now that we could go to like 20 different drive-ins and go see any of these movies, man, let's do it. My pill party this morning was I dropped one of the pills in the sink and couldn't find it, and I had to like dig around for it. And I was like, which one is it? So yeah, pretty fun.
Who on earth would want to harass poor Susie Kendall?
Oh, poor Susie Kendall. Poor Diana Rigg.
Something terrible happens to her in movies all the time.
Yeah, she's always under duress. People liked it. This us sick perverts liked it. We were like, I love Susie Kendall, but I kind of, if she's happy in a movie, am I happy? Like, I need to see her triumph against the odds. You know, that's what you want.
It was a weird obsession. It was an obsession
Yeah.
of the time.
It's in the same way that, like, when I first started wrestling, someone explained to me, and it makes sense that nobody really wants to see the good guys win all the time. They want to see the bad guys kick their ass, and they want to see the good guy come back. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but it does. People want to see our heroines deal with issues. If you like that, then may I recommend our first movie and the second one. The second movie is kind of episodic too, Bill. There's like he goes after a bunch of women too, and one at a time, each dumber than the last. Um, it's
Yeah, I
William
haven't seen
Kerwin.
this one. This is going to be a
Oh,
new experience for me.
yeah, it's very. It's you know what? It's the best scuzzy because there's not really any nudity, but it just feels dirty. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like, kind of like, and I like that. I like being in the milieu of weirdness, and that's what this feels like. So that's good. It's not like Manus and Lace dirty, but close. You know, and I like that. Like there's like an affair in it, and there's like a nightclub scene. Yeah, that's what I and the nightclub scene. We're gonna go to
An
the nightclub.
affair.
Yeah. What nightclubs are there anymore? We could just go to the club. We're gonna go see a singing routine.
There is no club where I would want to go sit these days.
No.
An
I get a
old
lot of ads
person.
for P Town now though, but like for some reason on Instagram I get
Mhm.
ads all the time for him.
Oh, Sam,
There was one last week of
your
just
secret life.
I got one last week of just a cop's ass and it said P Town. Like they like someone at the bar took a picture of a cop in there, like just a
Oh, I got that ad too.
yeah, and I just like, does that cop know he's in the ad? Every time, like, is that what I'm to be told if I go to P Town? There'll be hot cops just putting their ass up on the bar. I guess.
Sam, you're
Yeah.
so naive. That wasn't a cop.
Oh, it wasn't.
You just dress up when you go there.
Oh, so when they put the radio on and his clothes came off, that's what happened.
Maybe,
No.
or maybe he'd make you take him home before he took the clothes off.
I don't know. I'm
There's
young.
this guy, there's this cop that walks around downtown Pittsburgh. Dude, you would not believe it. He's like a total stripper cop. He's like a stripper fantasy. His uniform looks like it's spray painted on, and he's got this, like, 7 days a week, 5 hour a day body. And he walks around downtown with this skin tight outfit on,
Does he
looking
have,
like
like,
he's going
Reno
to a
911
bachelorette
shorts on?
party. What's that?
Does he have like Reno 911 shorts on? Like Officer Dangle?
No, I've never seen him in shorts.
Oh
I
man.
guess maybe that's why he
Yeah.
saw Reno 911. He's like, oh, I'm not going to let that happen to me.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow. See, there you go. I'm learning a lot. He has a tough job because downtown's, as I've learned from the news, the worst place in the world,
I know.
especially around Wiener
It's
World.
not too far from the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the good shit's gone from downtown Pittsburgh now.
yeah.
Like it's totally, almost totally whitewashed. I can't think of one dirty thing that's left in Pittsburgh, or a
Smithfield
restaurant
News
of
is about as
questionable quality, an alley that you shouldn't walk down. I can't think of any of that stuff.
Smithfield News is about as close as you get, right?
I never go over there. That's on the other side of downtown Pittsburgh from where I am. So I'm right on the edge by Roberto Clemente Bridge. So,
Yeah.
I don't have time to walk all the way over to Smithfield News.
I used to walk all the way over there, and then because I went to Point Park. Well, you went to Point Park too, and I remember when I was young, I'd be like, I'm going to walk to Ides. And now I'm older. I'm like, why the fuck would I walk that far? I would. I walk all day, but
Yeah,
that's a far walk.
it is a far walk. Yeah. I don't know. The last time I was in Ides was probably like before COVID. So
If you want to go feel bad about yourself, I completely invite you to go there.
to go to Ides.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made fun of you last time you were in there, didn't they?
Yeah, because I bought what do you call it? What movie did I buy? The one my brain's shot tonight. Yeah, they told me a movie I bought was shitty, and I was like, okay, yeah, fuck you. Like, you know,
I'm glad you said that too. I did that once too. I had totally forgotten about it until a couple of days ago when I was thinking about your experience at
Black Magic
Ives.
rights. That's what I bought, and yeah, and they said that.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course. Well, who wouldn't question you buying Black Magic rights,
if they
Sam?
knew me, they'd be like, yes, of course, Sam's buying this. What happened to you? Why did you say something to someone?
Huh?
Why did you say something?
Oh, about the record store incident. Yeah, it was like over at Jim's Records in Bloomfield. Do you remember that place?
Yeah, yeah. It's
It
Soundcat
eventually
now, I
became,
think.
yeah, it became Paul's CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I guess after Jim went to manage the gift shop at the Warhol Museum
Mm.
and sold the record store, and it became Paul CDs. But when it was Jim's Records, he had like these like super hip chicks working there with nose rings and everything, and they would always be hypercritical of everything that I brought up to the counter, which good for them. But at the time, I was really insulted by it.
Oh,
And one time, I went in there and bought. Do you know who Karen Finley is?
yeah.
I went in there and I bought a Karen Finley CD. And she, when I took it up to the counter, she's like, "Oh, we have stuff in here that'll make her sound like Little Red Riding Hood." I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I knew you'd have something better than the thing I wanted to buy here." And she just gave me like this weird look, like, "How dare you say something back to me?"
Do you know?
It was. I didn't punch her though, which is what you would have done.
Do you know? Do you know Manny, who promotes shows in Pittsburgh?
Manny Thiner.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about him too. I have a Manny Thiner story. What were you going to say about Manny?
I have a Manny story, but tell me yours first. And this is
Well,
I
mine
have
isn't
I
really
have
all.
a Jim's Records Manny story.
No, Manny used to write a column in Pittsburgh,
Uh-huh.
and he was just really snarky about all the music that I liked. So I wrote a really nasty letter to the editor one time, and they printed it. And like I thought it was kind of like it would go away, but in the next column he mentioned gun wielding readers or something. I was like, wow, because they ran my name, and I was like, wonder if he would remember that letter if I said something to him.
He was
I
always like
complained about you.
super nice to me when our band was together. Would always ask him what bands he should bring in, and I'm like, if it's a band you like, I won't like them. Like that's what I said to him. Like I don't.
Aw.
Yeah, but so in you would have to know this guy. I don't know. Nobody in the chat knows him, but he's like a promoter. Paul probably knows him, but anyway, the guitarist in my last band was in Jim's Records and saw Manny came in, so he kind of like hid off to the side. You know what I mean? 'Cause he didn't want to interact with him, and he found like two Sesame Street records, like that. You know, because they had those used records, and he walks up to the counter. He's like, "I need to use your phone," and they're like, "Okay." And he called his mother, and he's like, "Hey, those records you never let me have as a kid, I found them. Pay for them, bitch." And I hung the phone. And his mom came in like a couple hours later and paid for them. And like the next day he came and picked them up. And like I just think that's hilarious that like he like was shitty to his mom about like it was like a rubber ducky single. Like a like a,
Holy shit!
yeah.
That's way better than a letter to the
Oh,
editor
yeah.
of In Pittsburgh.
Oh, but anyways, this is third segment deep cut Pittsburgh quasi celebrity discussion stuff that's going on now. So, but if you've been to any shows in Pittsburgh or you played shows in Pittsburgh, you'd probably know him. Yeah, you know, Noah had my brother wrote some reviews for City Paper for a while, or in Pittsburgh, and
No, I stopped reading it after a certain point. Like
yeah,
I just wasn't picking it up. Maybe it was that I wasn't working in the same place anymore. I used to always grab it at the same place.
I was so
So
excited when I was younger when it came out. When I moved to the city, I was like, Pittsburgh's so amazing. And then when you get older, you're like, there's no shows here.
yeah,
There's nothing here. So
maybe there was a scene at one time,
yeah,
but
when the Decade and Electric Banana were open, like that long ago.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always crazy when you see the shows that played there, and you're like, God, what could have been like? Steve said he once chested up to a customer that installed him when he worked at a record store. I had somebody at the record store. I worked at a CD warehouse, and I wouldn't buy this guy's CDs because they were all scratched up. So he called me trying to think the right way to say it without saying it.
A non-tent creator.
No, he called me a slur. And I checked out, I clocked out, and I went outside and said, "Hey, I'm not on the clock now. You can say that again if you want to." And he was like, "Oh, I was just kidding." And I'm like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "Well, you know, you were kind of asshole about it." I'm like, "No, I'm just not going to buy your shitty CDs that are full holes." And like I showed him, like, "Look, I tried to fix these. Like I tried to clean them, but I can't. Like they looked like someone drove over them." And then he said it again. Then I followed him to his car and I started beating on his windows. So
You are so scary.
no,
You are so scary.
I'm not at all.
Yes, you are.
No, I
I'm
did
glad you're nice to me.
the worst thing I ever did, and I felt bad for this for years. Is this same time when I was working in the store, I went through a drive-through and I had to wait like half an hour at the drive-through. You know, one of those things where you find out where you're like, how long am I gonna wait? But then like you've waited so long, you're like, I've been doing this. Do you know what I mean? So all I was getting was an iced tea before work. Finally they gave it to me. I was getting ready to pay and I took my first sip of it and it just tasted like crap. Like it tasted rancid. So I threw it back into the window like a football and hit the guy in the chest with it. But this is the worst part, Bill. I didn't realize he only had one arm, and like he just had like an elbow that had like a thumb coming out of it, and he had lemons all over it. He was like,
Sam,
and I was like, I'm going to hell. I felt so horrible.
You are going to hell.
Yeah, it was the worst thing I've ever done. It was horrible. So
could you go in there and help him clean up?
No, I drove away as fast as I could. I felt so bad about it. Like I was depressed for like weeks after it. Like, why would I've never gone back to that McDonald's ever again. Yeah, and that's
there
how
we go.
Met.
Now the story's been told.
Yeah, that's how we met. I'm sorry. So finally, I can say that I'm sorry. I was young. I was in my 20s, and I was an asshole. So, anyways.
Well, while you think about that, let's watch Sam make a drink, shall we?
Don't throw it at me.
This is our Playgirl, our bikini model.
Yeah, this is
the other dog we're watching, Rick's sister, Lucy.
Yeah, she's been my best friend all week. I'm not used to having dogs that are interested in hanging out with me, and she slept with me every night, and she's hung out with me every night. So.
Miss Cubby and Rick in action.
But Lucy, thanks for hanging out with me for a week, and she made this drink recipe, so. She came up with this.
She said, shout out to Vivi, the other girl.
This is the Bikini Martini, and this is based on a recipe actually I found online. Though Lucy did help. This is sexy drink. It's like 2 ounces of Malibu, an ounce of vodka. Any vodka will do. I have straight vodka in the basement. Didn't feel like going down and getting it. So we're going to use Absolute Citron. 2 ounces of pineapple juice, half an ounce of grenadine. We're out of pineapple juice. We're out of grenadine. What are we going to do?
Well, we have it.
We have it.
This is the end of it.
This is the end of it, though. Yeah. You're going to make this in a shaker with ice. Pretty simple. Put the 2 alcohols in. Put this in. And we're going to save the grenadine for the end, so because it's always pretty when you do that. Shake it up. Woo, woo, shake it up. Shake it up a lot. Man, that's cold. Stone cold. All right.
I saw that still.
I was trying to be artful. You didn't have to.
No, I can see the drips falling from the cup.
Little drips. That's what they used to call me in the streets. That's my gang name. Back in South Central. Anyway, here is your grenadine.
Are we on the cruise ship?
We're on the cruise ship, and we're making the Bikini Martini for this scuzzy movie. It's really not that scuzzy. It promises. Is that? Oh, Rick's like, bah! Yes, I agree, Rick. Anyways, Paul Anka's in it. Not Paul Anka. Yes, Paul Anka. Neil Sedaka is in this movie. What if Paul Anka was in it? What if the Velvet Fog was in this movie? Anyways, it's a really pretty drink. It smells quite fruity, too. Anyways, here's to you. Here's to Pazuzu. Here's to Rick and Lucy. Here's to Cubby. Here's to my beautiful wife for setting this up. And here's to all you in the chat. Let's enjoy the movie. Pazuzu.
Look at those drips.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Mr. Drips, thank you for that drink.
Here's Cubby. He said, "There's been too many other dogs on. I got to come back and claim my
It's
show."
about time, Cubby.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. I am back. I am
Vivi
wet
has
from being
abandoned
out.
me.
Oh, Vivi. Vivi has abandoned you. So here, I'm going to
She
hand
must have
Cubby
heard
back to his
something.
mother.
She heard crinkling plastic downstairs, so
Ah,
she was gone.
yeah. Pazuzu, everybody. Enjoy the drinks. Hope everybody is having a good drink for this movie. I don't think you'll probably need it. But it'll help. How about that? You don't need it, but it'll help. Have a pill party on yourself. Take your blood thinners and whatever else you have to take. I'm up to way too many pills in the morning, Bill. It's kind of sad.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah.
I had to get one of those pill organizers.
Oh, I got AM and PM now. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
pretty
me
exciting.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just, I'd constantly be asking myself, did I take my pill, or am I
Yeah.
remembering when I took my pill yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah. My wife makes sure I take them. She hands them to me.
Good.
Yeah. So that's because otherwise I'm like, She said to me tonight when she
Nobody
got home, "Did you
you
take
take
your
your
pills?" I
pill.
said, "No. Oh no, I haven't. Oh no." So I'm
Mark and I
excited.
don't get into each other's pills, so we don't make each other take our pills.
Oh, that's good. Hey, has anybody seen this movie before? Let us know in the chat. And hey, thanks to our sponsors this week. We really appreciate the folks that sponsor this.
Lee Newsom
Lee
and Steve Wilson
were
sponsored this week.
Yeah, and you can reach out to groovydoom@gmail.com if you'd like to sponsor next week's show.
Well, you can PayPal a contribution to groovydoom@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Of any dollar value, and we will still put a credit up for you no matter what you donate.
If you can't do 50 cents, but I think it's $1. You can do
A
$1.
minimum $1.
Minimum
I'm only
$1.
looking for like $5, but
Yeah.
don't go any lower than 50 cents.
Yeah, but yeah, it's nice and it helps the show remain on the air, and that's all we'll say about that. Someone said pills first timer. Oh, guys. You know what? When I was young, I was like, man, pills are awesome. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't want to take any more pills. Especially the big ones, like my gosh, what a thing to talk about. My fish oil pill is gigantic. Anyways, relatable.
Is that prescription?
It's not. Well, my doctor told me to take it. She's like, it'll help your cholesterol.
Are you getting meds, fish oil?
Yeah. Yeah. My omega-3 pills. It's a lot of vitamins. I take a lot more vitamins than actual pills because I'm a hippie, as you can tell. So yeah, I take a lot of stuff. I'm a playgirl killer. What can I say?
Hopefully, you're not a hippie like we just saw in the last movie. Like one
I'll
of those.
break it. I will break into your house, tweak your nipple, and paint your face.
Wake it up to you're gonna wake up by being teetled.
By teetled, yeah. How did she not? If you know what, if I knew people were partying in my house, I would lock the door. I'd be like, "Don't come in here. They're gonna come in here and teetle me." Yeah.
She had a house full of strangers. Like, had she never heard of that before?
Yeah.
Come on.
Has anyone? If these girls never had roommates before, like this,
Dennis Wilson could have been in there with her.
Oh, him and the wizard could have been there. Yeah. Did nobody learn anything about the Mansons in that movie? No, nobody learned anything.
They didn't read those stories.
Oh, they didn't. I get a feeling. You know what's funny? Like, from the first movie, I would. Look, it was never an option, right? Let's just put it out there. But I never could be a centerfold girl. I don't want to be one. It seems like a bad life. It seems like a better life. Like Angel presents a life like Angel's the exact opposite. Like when I saw Angel, I was like, streetwalking seems pretty reasonable. This movie being a centerfold seems like a bad life. I
mean, yeah.
Nobody's nice to you. You got killers. You know what I mean? Like it's bad.
That was the most shocking thing that a woman could do at that time was appear nude in a magazine. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Or be in a movie where you're at a nudist camp, right?
Yeah. I think that's a little bit that's different than appearing in Playboy.
I like
or
that they
something.
could make nudist camp movies. The movies had to be set in the camp to be legal. So they would always like add in drama at the nudist camp. Like versus like it couldn't just be a straight like cuz for the first couple years they just made these straight what do you call it like it's a documentary of the nudist camp and like you see like 20 of those you're like these are kind of getting boring. I completely agree, David. She seems like the type that would go to the house and it vanished, she couldn't find it again. We've been talking about that a lot. This is on. I found it on Tubi. It's on my site, and I put up where it is, and then Bill posted the version of it that's on YouTube, so you can watch
You
it
have a
on.
couple of options to watch our second feature,
Yeah,
Playgirl Killer.
yeah, and you know what? The version on YouTube is really nice, and honestly, there's nothing that's going to be. You could play this on regular TV. There's really nothing that. It seems tawdry from the ads, and you're like, oh, we're really going to get something, and you're not. If you rented
It's
this and you're 15 years old, you're like, we're going to see boobs. You're not. You're
it's
going to
not like
see
the Centerfold Girls.
no. Centerfold Girls, if you're 15 and rented that, you're like, we did something. Like, how did we get away with this? You know? But
Yeah,
yeah, the other one, no, you're just like, it has the promise, but not the delivery. That said, it's still pretty fun. I mean, it's got, man, without giving too much away, the house that he gets from one of his victims has like a walk-in freezer. He's so lucky because that's where he sets up. Like, did you put that over my name? Just as I told this. Um, uh, he sets up a tableau where he can paint the painting of his nightmares because his therapist told him once he finally paints this painting, he'll never have the nightmares again. Who is this shitty therapist? I've been in therapy. I've done cognitive behavioral therapy. This is not doesn't seem to fit in it, you know?
that's bad advice. It's very
Yeah.
bad advice. That's right up there with Dr. Stevens and Don't Look in the Basement.
Yeah.
Like, let's let them do all this crazy stuff, and eventually they won't do it anymore.
It's like Donald
Bullshit.
Pleasance in Alone in the Dark. Like he's like, oh, all these crazy people are fine, are they? Uh,
It's
also,
bad medicine.
it's bad medicine. Bon Jovi would say. Uh, but yeah, I think you guys will dig it, and if you don't, well, it's like an hour and 10 minutes of your life. You know?
We're not asking for too much tonight.
No, we're not
So
asking for much. I think you'll like. I know the folks in the chat; they'll like it. It's it feels like when you watch it, you're like, oh, this movie's beat to hell. It's pretty great. Um, why again? My biggest question, and I know I'll say it again later. I don't know why Neil Sedaka is in this movie. He also, it's not like he was like an unknown entity. Like he was a pretty big star at this point. You know what I mean? Maybe not as big as he was earlier, but if you said Neil Sedaka, most people are gonna be like, yeah, like I know him, or at least I've heard of him, right? And it's like this would be like Barry Manilow being into All Good Night. You know what I mean? It's like it's just like a weird. I'm not expecting that. Maybe that's why I dig it. I like that the movie forgets about the killer for a long stretch of time, so we can see Neil Sedaka sleep with his girlfriend's sister, but we don't really see it. We just see like a back massage. So
I wonder if Richard and Karen Carpenter knew that Neil Sedaka was in a movie called Playgirl Killer.
yeah,
Maybe
oh,
they would have waged war on him like they did on the Sex Pistols
oh,
instead of recording one of his songs and making it a hit.
I really like the Carpenters though, so I have nothing bad to say about
I
them.
like their music.
Yeah.
They were probably fucked up as people,
Oh, you think?
obviously.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I think they were. I think they
Yeah,
had some issues.
they had some
They had
issues.
some major issues.
Yeah, they had subscriptions. That's how many issues they had. So,
Do you love that movie Superstar, the Karen Carpenter
oh yeah,
story with the little Barbie dolls?
yeah. I like that the Carpenters went from like a band that everybody hated to like Sonic Youth was doing covers of them. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
happened. It kind of shifted. But I like them. I like. I like. I don't know. Just I think because my parents played it so much. That's probably why it gives me fuzzy memories of the 70s. You know. That's my description. Well,
I think
I'm
we
gonna
should
just
get to the movie.
I'm just gonna listen to the Carpenters over this movie. I'm gonna make like a super cut of yesterday once more as I watch the Playgirl Killer wipe out women.
That's what you want to do. You do you. And
Yeah.
come back after the movie. We'll tell you what our feature is going to be next week on the Drive-In Asylum Late movie. But for now, enjoy Playgirl Killer.